girl, show me some respect. Yeah, I'm a dawn and you know it. I'm giving you a shot, show up, don't blow it. If I'm in my zone, don't stop me flowing. Gotta give me a moment, I'm a star, let me show it. Some people say I'm too far gone, but I'm right where I belong. They can't help but see me shine. I'm hella fly and my mind is long. Everybody wanna tag along. I'ma be that girl till I die.
From the Rockville campus of Montgomery College Television is proud to present NJCAA Women's College Softball with the Montgomery College Raptors welcoming in the Hawks from Hagerstown Community College. Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Brown alongside my partner, Andre Anderson, and we are underway here from the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. And the pitcher for Montgomery College today is Asha Miller, and the first hitter for Hagerstown is number 7, Higgins. So we apologize for a rushed opening, but they wanted to get started on time. Maybe they're a little bit worried about weather, but I don't think it's going to be a problem today. It's overcast. Very windy. The wind has been blowing from all different directions, so that should be interesting. And Andre, let's set the lineups real quick. Run down the batting order for us for Hagerstown, if you would.
Okay. You're throwing me on the spot here, Michael, but it's all good. Let's see. All right, so we have Higgins. We have – oh, wait.
Higgins just walked.
Okay, Higgins just walked early on.
So that brings up Berman.
Okay, Berman.
Then Diebert, and Gutteridge, Jones, Smith, Laughlin, Morris, Brosius, and Vermillion.
All right, you saved me there, Michael.
And there goes the runner, throw down to second. It's into center field. The runner is safe. So Higgins leads off with a walk and then promptly steals second base. And let's run down the defense for the Raptors. Again, the starting pitcher is Asha Miller, number 6. At catcher is number 12, Abigail Cloutier. At first base is Adriana Flores. Second base is Cassandra Acuna. At shortstop, we have Famada Zoker. At third base, we have Morgan Lynn. In left field, Brooke Blackwood. There's a ground ball to Zoker. She makes the out at first. Throw to third is not in time. So that's one down.
And a good defensive play right there by the Raptors as well.
Yeah. And let's see, set the rest of this Raptors lineup. In center field is Marisa Dollar, and in right field is Francesca Weigand-Lash. So we are underway, and number 8, Brooklyn Diebert, who's also going to be the starting pitcher for Hagerstown in game 1. This is a doubleheader. There's a bunt, foul. So they tried a squeeze play there to get the run home. Andre, both these teams need a win coming into this one.
Yeah, they do. Both teams haven't started, obviously, the way that they wanted, but that is okay because every single game that they play is another chance for them to win. I believe that both teams are coming and looking at this one as that opportunity. Good defensive play. Oh, Zoker, what a throw.
That was nice throw. Clean play, but the run does score on the fielder's choice ground out by Diebert.
Here's a replay right here, and you are seeing Zoker with a laser to first base. But yes, an RBI did come in, 1-0 to the Hagerstown Hawks.
And that brings up the cleanup hitter for Hagerstown, number 16, Morgan Gutteridge. She has 1 home run on the season. She grounds it up the middle, and that one's in there for a base hit. Clean shot up the middle. Zoker had no shot at that one. The ball was well hit.
Yeah, that one was perfectly placed.
And that brings up the catcher for Hagerstown, number 2, Alexis Jones. Alexis hitting 229 on the season, has scored 14 runs, however. So despite a low batting average, she has a very high on base percentage, a 428. It almost seems like a typo. Takes it high.
I guarantee she's pretty fast as well.
She is a freshman. Both these teams are quite young, predominantly freshman teams. Just a little high. Jones is not too tall, so she presents a mighty small strike zone. And that was inside, just missed the corner. So full count. I'm sorry, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. And she loses her base on balls. So that puts 2 on. And that'll bring up number 11, Skylar Smith. Smith, the second baseman. Takes it outside.
Now, can we talk about this pitching motion for a second, Michael?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but if it was me, my arm would be falling off. I mean, the motion is incredible.
It really is. You know, the lower body is a big part of it as well, because they're getting that push off the pitching rubber. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by the motion. You and I were talking before the game. We saw that highlight this week. I want to say the pitcher was for University of Tennessee.
I believe so.
And she threw a 77-mile-an-hour fastball in a softball game. And they're saying that's the fastest softball pitch ever recorded at the NCAA level.
Yeah, which is, they're saying, equivalent to a baseball pitch around 114 or so.
And of course, it's a shorter distance between the pitching rubber and the home plate in softball, so that ball really gets there in a hurry.
Full count.
That was a generous strike zone there to move the count to full. 2 on, 2 outs, and now the bases are loaded. So that is the 3rd walk of the inning, and that brings up number 4, Kaylee Laughlin. Laughlin is the 3rd baseman for Hagerstown.
Yeah, she's 3rd on the team with 16 hits as well. No home runs, but some RBIs, so she could be someone to bring some people in.
Yeah, she's right up there in the numbers 2 on the team in RBIs with 14. The leader in that category is Brooke Berman for Hagerstown. Berman's hitting in the 2nd spot in the lineup. So Laughlin is from Hancock, Maryland, out there in western Maryland. Hagerstown, of course, about 25, 30 miles west of Frederick in western Maryland. And there's strike 3. So that ends the inning as Miller holds, despite loading the bases there to end the inning, she holds Hagerstown to 1 run. So Raptors trail 1-0 after a half inning. They'll be coming up. So we're going to keep it right here. This will give us a chance to set the offense and defensive lineups for both teams going into the bottom of the first. Why don't you run down the defense, Andre, for Hagerstown?
Okay. Pitching. How am I going to pronounce his name again? I'm so sorry.
Brooklyn Debert.
Debert. Okay.
Yep.
Catcher, we have Jones.
Right.
First base, we have Guttridge.
Right.
Smith on second. Higgins at short. Lawlin at third base. Vermillion.
Yep.
Yes, left field. Berman, center field, and Broce? Is that how? Brocius, excuse me.
Right.
Playing the right fields.
All right, and the batting order for the Raptors. Leading off is Abigail Cloutier. Batting second is Morgan Lynn. Third is Asha Miller. Fourth is Marisa Dollar. Fifth is Brooke Blackwood.
Everything is good. Anytime you're outside playing some ball,
Sixth is Adriana Flores. Seventh is Cassandra Acuna. The eighth hitter in the lineup is Francesca Weigand-Lash, and hitting number 9 is Famada Zoker, the shortstop. So that brings up Cloutier. Cloutier leads the team in, she's hitting .444 for the season.
Outstanding.
I'm sorry, .364. Her on-base percentage is .444. So she gets on almost half the time she comes to the plate. Got 8 hits on the season, 3 RBIs, and she's looking for her first home run. She went to Seneca Valley High School. I'm sorry, she was homeschooled. I forget everything I just said. Cloutier, I was looking at the wrong line of stats. I'm getting old, folks. Cloutier is hitting .423 on the season with a .448 on-base percentage. 3 home runs, leads the team in homers. Has 10 RBIs, leads the team in RBIs. She pops a foul, and it's out of play down the first baseline.
And I want to shout out Durwood, Maryland. You know, that's where I'm from as well.
She is from Durwood. She was homeschooled. She also has a double, a triple, and she's also stolen 3 bases. So she leads the team in stolen bases as well.
All around great offensive player. Ooh, great hit.
And there's a base hit. Hit hard down the third base line. She hit that one hard.
She sure did. And now the defense of the Hagerstown Hawks are going to have to watch for her stealing a base as well.
Yeah, she's shown she can run. And that brings up Morgan Lynn, the third baseman. Lynn's hitting .321 on the season. She pops a foul down the first base line, out of play. There's not a whole lot of foul territory along either baseline. There's a pop-up, and to center field, easy out. So that's 1 out. And that'll bring up Asha Miller, the starting pitcher for the Raptors. low in the dirt. Raptors head coach is Rick Iacino. His assistants are Paul Salgado, Ali Iacino, his daughter, Fiona Johnson, and Dawn Iacino. So it's an Iacino family affair.
It sure is. It sure is.
And Ali, who is also coaching third base, if you get a look at her, Ali was an outstanding softball player here a few years ago. I remember calling games when she was playing. She was a catcher and a first baseman, and really a star player. Could really hit. There's a ground ball to second. They go to second, and they get the lead runner. So that's 2 outs now. And there's a good look at Ali Iacino, who we were just talking about. Ali was captain of the team when she was here. Excellent player. All right, that brings up Marisa Dollar now. Dollar's hitting 364 on the season. Has a 444 on base percentage. If you joined us late, the Raptors, this is their first time up, bottom of the first inning. Raptors trailing 1-0. On the hill for Hagerstown is Diebert. And you notice Diebert is wearing a protective mask, which frankly I think is smart.
Yeah, I actually didn't notice that until you mentioned it. That is very smart.
Because again, the distance between the mound and the plate is shorter than in baseball. And that ball can get back there real quick off these metal bats.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a wild pitch. It gets away. And Cloutier moves up to second base. So now she's in scoring position with 2 outs. Let's see if Dollar can pick her up. This is those situations where there's a pop-up to center fielder has it. So the Raptors come up empty in that one, and they trail 1-0 after 1 complete inning. And we're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back with the top of the second after this.
Everybody say.
At the crossroads of grit and determination, Montgomery College is home to those whose dedication doesn't rest, and those who don't believe in excuses. The kind of person who pulls the overnight shift, then heads right back to class. Those who know that it's not about the hours you put in, but what you put into the hours that transforms lives. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your full potential at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner Andre Anderson. We're all set to get underway here in the top of the second. Raptors trailing 1-0. And leading off for Hagerstown is number 17, Molly Morris. Molly hitting 257 on the season. She's one of the few sophomores on this Hagerstown team. Hagerstown head coach is Allison Galanis. Her assistants are Patrick Sherman and Savannah Mills. Both of these head coaches are in their first season, as neither school fielded a softball team last year.
So actually, I would actually mention the fact that for instance, Hagerstown has so many freshmen is a good sign for them to have a team next year as well. So you can tell that they're probably building towards, the future rather than just trying to like stack up the teams now.
Oh, a beautiful play there. A diving catch by Raptors second baseman Acuna. Boy, she just laid out for that one. Let's take a look. It's out there and
in the dirt.
Beautiful play. That's the defensive play of the game so far, as she dove for it and came up with it. That's a pitcher. The pitcher's got to love that.
Oh, yeah.
Not only do you get it out, but you keep the leadoff man off the bases. And, of course, statistics show that when a leadoff batter gets on, as likely as not, they're going to score. So, yeah, we have a left-handed batter here. We were told we weren't going to have any. But this is number 10, Savannah Brosius.
That was a strategy play right there.
She's hitting 184 on the season. She does a lot of pitching for Hagerstown. And she strikes out. Called third strike. So she goes down looking, and that's 2 up, 2 down. And that brings up Higgins again.
And here's the replay of the strikeout. Great pitch.
Higgins led off the game with a walk. She stole second and eventually scored. She scored the only run. Takes it just inside. Miller wanted that one. High and tight. Little chin music, as we call it. You can see most of the batters wear a face mask. Again, a very good idea. She loses her on a walk, so that's her second walk of the game. And she's on once again. Miller walked three Hawks in the first inning, which of course certainly led to that run. Oh, there's a fly ball to center field, and easy play there for Dollar. So no harm with that walk, and that was a quick half inning there, as Miller was very efficient. So after an inning and a half, the Raptors still trailing 1-0. And I think we're going to keep it right here.
I think both teams are starting to find a little bit of a groove. They're starting to get warm. It's a little chilly outside, but once they start to get warm, find kind of like a pattern, I think maybe seeing some runs coming up.
The wind's not quite as crazy as it was earlier.
Which is great.
Which certainly helps, particularly on the fly balls and the pop flies.
And also with no sun as well. They don't have to kind of look up and have the sun in their eye as well.
Right. So, not sure what's going on, whether we're going to have a new pitcher. We have 2 pitchers right now. Oh, I see. The first baseman for Hagerstown, number 16, Gutteridge, is also wearing a face mask.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's what confused me.
Oh, yeah, I see that now. Okay.
Ooh, that's high. That brings up number 3 for the Raptors, Brooke Blackwood, freshman out of Clarksburg High School. Swings right through that one.
That was a good pitch. Very nice pitch.
Blackwood is hitting .348 on the season with a .400 on base percentage. 3 ribbies, a couple of doubles. So she's been a reliable hitter for the Raptors. Takes it inside. I'm sorry, that's a late strike call. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good look there at Diebert. Inside, full count. Bottom of the second, Raptors trailing by 1. Looking for their first win of the season. There's a ground ball to short. Should be a routine play, and it is.
Great defensive play right there.
So Blackwood grounds out to short, and that'll bring up Flores. Adriana Flores, the first baseman for the Raptors, also does some pitching. She's a Magruder grad.
There we go.
That's your
Another
alma mater, is it not?
Yes, it is. Shout out Magruder.
My daughter Rachel's alma mater as well. And Flores is hitting a robust .450 with a .560 on base percentage. That's some good numbers right there. She got leads the team. Well, she's second on the team in hits. And has scored 6 runs this year. It's a very, very productive player. And she wastes a good one there. Liebert with a nice one on the inside corner, but Flores fouled it off.
Advantage.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep, advantage pitcher.
And she just gets a piece of it to stay alive. There's a pop up to second base, and
Another out.
2 outs now for the Raptors. And that'll bring up number 23, Acuna, who made that fabulous play last inning on defense.
Diving catch.
Diving catch, Cassandra Acuna. She hits it off the handle. That's an easy one to shortstop. So the Raptors go quickly here in the bottom of the second. 1, 2, 3. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back. Raptors trailing 1-0.
At Montgomery College, dedication has no end, and ambition knows no age. It's home to people like you who see the blank pages in the book not as dreams deferred, but as chapters yet to be written, and who work tirelessly toward their goals while being a mentor to others along the way. Discover your passion, unlock your potential, and become the author of their future too at Montgomery College.
Welcome back to the Rockville campus at Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside my partner Andre Anderson. We're all set for the top of the 3rd inning. Raptors trailing 1-0, and leading off is number 8, Diebert. Diebert got an RBI on a fielder's choice her first time up on a ground ball to short, which drove in Higgins for the only run of the game. so far. Diebert is also the starting pitcher for the Hawks. That's inside and low. She lost her. So Diebert opens up the third with a walk. And that will bring up number 16, McGutteridge. She got a single. Her first time up, single to center field. So she's 1 for 1. She moved the runner up. And there is a line shot single to left field. Yeah, she hit that one right on the screws. And that's her second hit of the game, so she is 2 for 2. And that brings up Jones, the catcher. She walked the first time up. As Diebert had some control, Miller had some control trouble. There's a softly hit ground ball to short. It's trouble. Everybody's safe. So question is, you call that I would call that an infield hit. She hit it softly, and yeah, and Zucker tried to catch it on the fly. It was so softly hit that it kind of took a while to get there, and it allowed everybody to be safe. And Zucker was unable to come up with it. She got a glove on it, but couldn't catch it on the fly. Bases loaded, nobody out. And that brings up Skylar Smith. And she didn't mess around there. And that brings up Laughlin. Laughlin struck out her first time up. And swings and misses at an inside pitch. She helped out Miller there with that swing. Fouls it back. And she's behind in the count, 0-2. 1 out, bases loaded. Tough situation here for Miller. She would love to get through this unscathed. It is. A little high, a little outside. Again, Smith is not a particularly tall player, so she presents a rather small strike zone. Does have an upright stance. Oh, there is off the handle, and it falls in. And 1 run scores. So she gets an RBI there. Yep. Zucker dropped it. Gets the second for 1 out, but a run does score. Zucker, I think, was thinking double play because the runner from second broke, even though the ball was in the air. That's going to be an error on Zucker. And they did get the out at second. So you got first and third, 2 outs, and Brosius is up. Brosius struck out her first time. Well, it technically top of the knees to the bottom of the shoulders. Basically the armpit. But you know, they're humans. And, you know, a lot of it depends on what kind of view they have. But yeah, you know, all the players really want is a consistent strike zone. You know, they want to know, all right, she's been calling out a ball all day long. If all of a sudden the same pitch is a strike, then that's what gets them, because yeah, they want the consistency. So there's a walk, and that's going to load them up again and bring up Vermillion. Or I'm sorry, Higgins. Higgins has been on both times. She's walked both times. She has a stolen base and a run. Scored the first run of the game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And there's a hard hit ball up the middle. And that's going to bring in a run. So she hit that one right on the nose. And that scores Morris. Oh, I'm sorry, Laughlin. And there's another well-hit ball. That one's to center field as well. It's bobbled. 2-run score. And Diebert roars into second base. I'm sorry, Berman. So 2-run score on that one. And there's another single up the middle. And another run scores, and the runner goes to second. All of a sudden they are teeing off. They have batted around this inning. That was the second time up for Higgins, Berman, and Diebert in this inning. And that brings up McGuttridge. She had a base hit to left field and scored a run earlier in the game. She's 2 for 2 on the game. A single to left and a single to center. So all of a sudden it's 8-0 Hagerstown, a 7-run third inning. And that pitch is high. So McCuttridge takes ball 2. That evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second base. Miller trying to get out of this. Been a tough inning. And it's a hard hit foul down the third baseline.
Yeah, a lot of the hits are going to this left side. Everyone's kind of pulling their hits.
Well, and Hagerstown is starting to get more bat on the ball. They're hitting the ball harder.
Yeah.
And it could be that they have gotten used to Miller, or that Miller is tiring a bit and doesn't have the velocity that she started with. And she thought she had strike 3. Umpire thought otherwise, and guess who gets to make the call?
The ump
High and outside, lost her. So that's a walk. That puts runners on first and second. And that brings up Jones.
There they are. Let's go, Lex.
She had an infield hit her first time up this inning. Walked in the first inning and takes it. That was almost a wild pitch. Nice job back there by the catcher. Cloutier saved a wild pitch for sure and kept the runners from moving up. Miller really wants to get out of this inning. Throwing a lot of pitches this inning, Andre.
She is. She's probably getting a little bit tired. Maybe the arm's a bit sore. Hopefully she can get a strike here. And it's a bit high once again. Another walk.
Another walk. So that loads them up. And that brings up Skylar Smith. And that's going to send head coach Rick Iacino to the mound for the Raptors. They need an out. They've needed this out now for quite a while. And been a big inning for Hagerstown. They've got one of those crooked numbers up there.
Yeah.
A 7.
Well, hopefully this little break for the pitcher for Miller gives her an opportunity to kind of just like reset, rest her arm for, it was only like 20 seconds, but still.
Sometimes, you just need a little breather, try to calm down a little bit. That was a beautiful pitch.
Just like that.
All right. And gets out in front. Smith has struck out earlier this inning. As Hagerstown has gone through the order, they're their second time through the order in this inning. But that's what happens when you get 7. There's a pop-up foul. So no balls, 2 strikes. Miller wants this 3rd strike in the worst way. Raptors want to get back on that bench, get the bats in their hand, and see if they can chip away at this lead.
Great
and
push.
He strikes her out.
There we go.
So Smith has the misfortune of striking out twice in the same inning. But not before Hagerstown puts a 7 spot on the board, and they lead it 8-0 after 2.5 innings of play. Now, if you're not familiar with women's college softball, the games are 7 innings for a standard game.
Okay.
However, there is a mercy rule in softball. And if a team is leading by 10 after 5, then that's counts as an official game.
Okay, so let's hope that's not the case.
That is true, because we are in danger of that at the moment.
Yeah.
But there's lots of time to go.
There's lots of time.
Yeah. So, but Diebert's got to be loving this lead.
Yeah, maybe she has a knuckleball to test out or something since they're up by so much.
I don't think I've ever seen a knuckleball in softball. I don't know if you could do that.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about the rotation and how you got to hold the ball.
I'm sure they do all kinds of stuff with the ball.
Yeah, maybe like a slider or something. Let me see this one. Oh, okay.
All right, that brings up Wagon Lash, the right fielder for the Raptors. This is her first at-bat of the day. Francesca is a freshman out of Bethesda, and she fouls it off. She's hitting .286 on the season. Does have 5 RBIs for the Raptors and has scored 4 runs.
All right, so that is a good sign. Let's see if she can. Ooh. Okay.
Low and inside. Really happy to be bringing you this game here this afternoon on MCTV. We've got 2 today. This is game 1 of the doubleheader. The second game will start about 15-20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Oh boy, she took something off that. Has to go to first for the official out, but Dieber really, she took something off that one. And
it looked like slow motion. It was like a great type of, almost like a change-up style or something.
Change-up or a curve. And that brings up Zoker, the shortstop.
Great hit. Oh.
And lines it out right to the second baseman. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And that brings up Whitehead. I'm sorry, number 12, Cloutier. Cloutier had a single first time up, single to left field.
Wow. Never mind. Foul ball.
Abigail Cloutier. Durwood, Maryland. Fouls it back. I tell you, she really looks like a hitter as she digs in that box.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Oh, just foul.
She's getting the bat to the ball, though.
Oh, she ripped that one down the third baseline. But it hit foul and stayed foul. Behind the count. Ooh, took something off of it but missed. That was that pitch that she got Zoker with.
Yeah, that was a tricky one.
I'm sorry, Wiegand Lash.
She seems to be saving that one. You know, not throwing it a bunch. That's a bit high.
That was a good spot for her. She's ahead in the count, 0-2. She knows that Cloutier is going to swing at anything close because she's behind in the count, 0-2. And it was a good spot for her.
Yeah, a lot of strategy goes into pitching, more than just
pop up, and it's out of play.
Yeah, but there's a lot of strategy that goes into pitching rather than just throwing the ball. You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it changes as the game goes on, depending on what's been happening. Who's been hitting. Oh, there's a hard shot to short. And she'll beat that one out. That's going to be a base hit.
Her second of the game?
Second hit of the game. She hit it hard and just handcuffed the shortstop. Higgins unable to come up with it. It got there in a hurry.
Yeah, those when the ball bounces like right, basically, you know, under you. Oh, another one.
There's a ground ball to short. Ooh.
Safe.
And safe.
Great job.
So Higgins elected to try to make the out herself rather than flipping it to Smith, and as a result, Cloutier was able to beat it. So good hustle by Cloutier.
Oh, great call.
That puts runners on first and second. Good call by the ump, and excellent camera work by our stellar MCTV camera crew. So it's a good opportunity for Miller Asha Miller to help herself. Got 2 on, 2 outs. She could help herself here with something in the gap to the outfield. Get a runner 2 home.
Slow.
With 2 outs, the Raptors should be running on contact. So 3 balls, no strikes. Outside, and that should be ball.
Ooh, wow.
It was a late call, and
Yeah. we'll just say, yeah, okay.
we'll just say,
Yeah.
What was that song? Things that make you go,
Yeah. I'm not familiar with it, but I believe you.
Yeah, I used to crank that one up on the Victrola.
Yeah, I was like, that's not sung by 2 Chainz, is it? Because if not, I wouldn't be too sure about it.
Oh, strike 3. That hurt. That hurt. So we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with the top half of the 4th inning after this.
Career success starts at Montgomery College. At MC, you can prepare for a rewarding career in these exciting fields. And if your goal is earning a bachelor's degree, starting at MC is a smart choice. MC's award-winning team supports you every step of the way, with advising, tutoring, and career preparation to help you make your move. Join the thousands that are getting the education they need to succeed at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. We're all set for the top half of the 4th inning. Raptors trailing in this one, 8-0. And back on the mound for Montgomery College is Miller. Asha has pitched well except for last inning. She had a rough inning as Hagerstown went through their order almost twice to score 7 runs. And they promptly lead it off there with a single.
Not a good start to the inning. But Miller will hope to get things rolling. And also a fun fact, she actually has the same name as my sister.
Fun fact. Ground ball, short, Zoker to second. Ooh. Out.
There you go. Great.
Tight play. Zoker with a good throw.
Yeah, and a great defensive stop to the ball, getting there.
And more importantly, she gets that lead runner. So that brings up Brosius. Brosius has struck out and walked. So Zoker with a nice play there. The ball was well hit by Morris. Zoker with a nice play and an excellent throw to second base. Good job covering at second base by Acuna.
If you had to pick one position to play, what position would it be?
Well, in my playing days, I played shortstop.
Okay.
And I played some third. And I played some outfield.
Oh.
Used to play first base, too.
So a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
I like that.
And I was not a great hitter.
Okay.
The curveball had me jumping.
Yeah. Yeah, well, in my T-ball days, I was mostly on the bench. tell you the truth, but you know.
On the bench in T-ball?
Yeah, I was missing the ball on the tee quite often. Can't lie to you.
Okay, in other words, baseball was not your sport.
No.
Yeah. Oh, right through that one. That's a strikeout. Brosius now with her second strikeout of the game. And that brings up Higgins again.
Yeah, Miller's starting to feel it. Exactly what MC likes, exactly what she's looking for as well. Getting into that groove. There it is again. She's finding her rhythm.
Higgins has walked twice, has scored a run, and last time up she had a single and an RBI. So she's had a very productive afternoon so far. Bethany Higgins out of Hagerstown High School, hometown girl.
Ooh.
Bunt, beauty. Oh, that's going to be tough.
Oh,
and she
wow.
beats it out. There was no throw. She put it in a perfect spot. Take a look at that.
Yeah, it's like you have three players running to the ball. They don't know who's going to pick it up and throw it. They kind of distract each other, and that was the reason that she was able to get on base.
So bunt single.
Oh.
And foul ball.
That was close. Close call.
That brings up Berman. Berman, last time up, had a 2-run single to center field. She's 1 for 3. That was a pretty bunt by Higgins. Whoa. Right over the top of the head.
Yeah, she's brave.
Brooke Berman out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Grounds it to the pitcher. Easy play to first for the out. And that's the end of the inning as Miller gets out of it with unscathed. So after 3.5 innings of play, the Raptors trail 8-0. And we're going to keep it right here as we get a look at the Raptors huddle.
This is a great shot of the team. Great camera work as usual.
That's one of the things that Montgomery College television is known for. The great camera work, the coverage of these games, and been a lot of you guys have done a lot of interesting work this year, Andre, with the channel.
Yeah, a lot of different pieces about the colleges, a lot of things on social media. If you do not follow us, you should. Pull your phone out right now. Instagram at MC Social. Facebook, Montgomery College Television. Let's see how well I know the socials, as I should know them all. Okay.
Yeah, this
what's
is
next?
your bailiwick.
All right, so on X, at MCTV Social. I think that's really about it. Montgomery College on TikTok. And is that a strike? In the
That
softball
is a
game?
strike.
Oh, no strike.
Marisa Dollar. Dollar has only been up once. She flied out to center field.
Oh, that's a strike.
Right through that one. Well, you yourself just got back from a little trip, right? Representing the college.
Yes.
And there's a hard hit single to left field.
Great way to start the inning.
That's her first hit of the day. Got all of that one. Tell us a little bit about your trip, Andre, and what it was all about.
Yeah, so was in New Orleans. Was able to represent the college and the MCTV team about some of the outstanding series that we have going on, Backpacks on the Go, and Bow Tie Chats. Once again, follow us on social so that you can see these outstanding videos. But yeah, just presented on the topics, and there was also an award ceremony, and the MCTV team won 3 gold, bronze, and silver Paragon Awards.
Nice.
Yes, so it was outstanding.
Was this a social media conference primarily?
So it was the NCMPR conference.
Oh, double play. Double play.
That was a great defensive play.
Here, take a look. It was a quick one. As the Higgins made the play unassisted at second and then got the throw over to first in time for the double play.
Gutteridge with a great reach out to catch that ball.
So 2 outs quickly. And that brings up Flores. She popped out to second her first time up. Well, one thing about Montgomery College television, if you ever come over and visit the station here on the Rockville campus, you're going to see a vast array of trophies for all the great work Montgomery College television has done over the years.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of trophies. I mean, we won 3 Paragon Awards, and I could barely fit them in my suitcase on the way back. I almost had to, charge an extra $60.
Bring home the hardware.
Yeah, I had to.
Foul ball, out of play. Ted Flores, the first baseman for the Raptors. Adriana is one of the few sophomores. She went to Magruder High School. Takes it inside. And both these teams are pretty freshman heavy. And of course that's the nature of things when you don't have a team last year. And there's a pitch that gets away, and Flores will, despite the fact that she struck out, she can advance to first because the catcher did not come up with the ball. It was really kind of a wild pitch. And if I were scoring that, I would call that a wild pitch. And
a single, though, yeah?
Yeah. No.
No?
It's not a hit. Does not count as a hit. It's a strikeout. But she got to, basically a strikeout and an error. And there's
okay. Safe.
Playing it safe. You don't want to get that third out at third base if you can help it, even though the Raptors are trailing and they really need the run. Here's Acuna.
Oh. Now I have another question, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Now it's a 2-part question actually. Now that I'm thinking about
God,
it,
what is this?
I'm confusing myself.
Yeah.
All right, so the balk rule.
Yes.
Does that also apply in softball?
Yes.
Now, can you explain once again? We have Flores getting to third base
on the wild pitch.
On 3 wild pitches, actually. I don't think any hits have gotten her to the third base.
No.
But yes, so the balk rule. Can you explain the balk rule to the listeners, even to me, myself, to be honest?
Well, it's we're going to score a run here on another wild pitch.
Here we go.
So she comes all the way around on a wild pitch and scores.
That's incredible. Without even one hit at all.
No.
Okay, look at the great shot of the dugout. Excited.
It was a wild pitch that allowed her to get on, and then she just kept advancing on wild pitch after wild pitch. And I would not call those pass balls. Those were, particularly that last one, was way out of the strike zone and very low. So a balk is basically, it's a false move.
Okay.
By the pitcher.
That's a good way to put it.
To kind of make it as simple as possible. There are lots of different things that would qualify as a balk. Mm-hmm. I mean, as basic as you start to throw and then you stop your windup. And And there's a ground ball to second base for the force out at second. And the Raptors do put one on the board to cut it to 8-1. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more balk talk after this.
I don't know you diamond up on, you're making me sweat, you're making me cold, and I love it. Ooh, and I love it.
At the crossroads of grit and determination, Montgomery College is home to those whose dedication doesn't rest, and those who don't believe in excuses. The kind of person who pulls the overnight shift, then heads right back to class. Those who know that it's not about the hours you put in, but what you put into the hours that transforms lives. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your full potential at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Raptors trailing 8-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And leading off for Hagerstown is number 8, the starting pitcher, Diebert. And we were talking about balks when we left you. And basically a balk is a false move by a pitcher. I mean, there's a lot of things that can count as a balk. You know, starting and stopping your motion, you know, trying to deceive the batter by, I mean, there's a lot of little subtle things that a pitcher can do that qualify as a balk. Oftentimes it's just a very subtle move that the umpire picks up. And the result of a balk is if there are people on base, they move up a base.
Okay.
Including if you're on third, you would score on a balk.
Oh, wow.
It does not count as a pitch. And there's a fly ball into right center, and she's going to go to second easily, heading to third. And here comes the throw, and it's not in time. So a leadoff triple there by Diebert here in the 5th inning. She got all of that one.
Yeah, that was a great hit. She might have been using a torpedo bat.
Yeah, that's a controversial thing as well. Diebert has no home runs on the season. Just about had her first one there. And that's a pitch inside to McGuttridge. McGuttridge has been on all 3 times today. 2 singles and a walk. He's also scored. She pops it up, out of play. So, you know, a balk is it's a mistake, and it allows runners on base to move up. It does not affect the batter at all.
Okay.
Because there's no pitch.
Yeah.
It's almost always called prior to a pitch.
Okay.
And again, you know, it could be as subtle as a head move, a shoulder move, a glove move, a leg move, stepping off the rubber at the wrong time, because, you know, the pitcher has to keep their foot in contact with the rubber until they release the ball. There's a lot of little subtle things, and sometimes even when it's called and they show it on the replay, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So you can't basically distract the batter by doing some weird hitch or movement while pitching. Makes sense. Very informative.
So that's pop out to first, and that will bring up Jones. Jones has walked twice, and she also has an infield hit. Takes it inside. Jones, the catcher for Hagerstown. From Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Greencastle, of course, just across the line, just across the Maryland line into Pennsylvania. Well, there's a pretty pitch for a strike. I'd say the strike zone has been pretty consistent.
Yeah.
The only problem I'm having is the strike call is rather delayed. Ooh. Foul ball out of place. Off the screen. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner still at third on that leadoff triple by Diebert. High. That pushes the count to full. Again, walks her. Oh, wow. Tried to get the runner off. Oh, look at Jones, heads up play. The Raptors with a little bit of a mental lapse there. And Jones saw that they were not paying attention and just took off for second. So that puts 2 runners in scoring position now for Smith.
And a bunt.
And tries a bunt. Smart play. The runner's on second and third now. It's the third walk of the day by Jones. They have not gotten her out. Smith has struck out twice and walked.
And
another foul bunt. So that's 2 strikes. If she tries a bunt and fouls it again, it's a strikeout.
Oh, it did not know that.
Yep, if you bunt on a third strike and it goes foul, it's a strikeout. My guess is she will not be bunting here, but let's see.
She's going for a home run now. Going for the fences.
You got runners on second and third. And Laughlin on deck. Just a little bit. Here comes a runner. Out. They tried to delay steal, and Diebert fired it into the catcher, and for the out. As Cloutier caught it, put the tag on. So the leadoff triple doesn't doesn't pan out. That's 2 outs now. Full count. Now Jones did move up to third on the play at the plate. And she struck her out. Big strikeout. So after giving up a leadoff triple, Diebert really settled down and shut the door, and Hagerstown was unable to score. So after 4.5 innings of play, Raptors still trailing 8-1, but maybe that inning will give them a bit of a boost, Andre, because that was a solid inning after a rough start.
Yeah, it's been rough so far, but like you said, that could be a momentum shift, a momentum builder, maybe a couple hits, a couple home runs, or just runs in general. Get them back into this game.
They need runs.
Yeah.
They need runners on base, and they need runners to pick hitters to pick them up. Raptors have not had a lot of base runners, as opposed to Hagerstown.
And it was basically just that one inning, the third inning with the 7.
Yep.
I mean, that was a game changer right there.
Yeah, you take that off the board, and we've got a very even game. And actually, frankly, I think these are 2 pretty evenly matched teams. They're both fielding well, for the most part. They're both getting the bat on the ball. Hagerstown, I think, is probably hitting with a little more authority. But anyway, Zoker is leading off for the Raptors. She lined out to second base her first time up. played a pretty solid shortstop.
She has some really good defensive plays that she's had. Diving for the ball, throwing her first and second. She usually does here at the plate.
Raptors need to get it going again. Games are 7 innings. We are in the 5th, and the Raptors need to start chipping away at this lead. There's a tough pitch. She goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up the Raptors catcher, Cloutier. She is 2 for 2. Whoa, a fly ball to deep left. And it falls in there in left center. Cloutier heading to third.
And she gets there.
She's in there with a stand-up triple.
Good job. She's had an outstanding game today.
She really has. She's played well behind the plate. Let's take a look.
I thought it was gone for a second.
I did too. And they just couldn't come up with it. And Cloutier was running all the way. She was not admiring her hit. And she got to third base. So that brings up Lynn. Oh, and there's another deep one. She dropped it. Lynn into second, and Cloutier scores easily. So that's going to be, unfortunately, we got to give that an error.
Because of the drop.
Because of the drop.
But let's check out the replay one more time. Boom, off the bat.
She got that one. I thought that one might go. Oh, she just plain dropped it. There's a little pop. And the catcher comes up with it. So that's a 2-base error that puts Lynn on second, scored the run. And
there was that slow-mo pitch again.
Yeah, this brings up Dollar. Dollar is 1 for 2. She had a single her first time up. Or I'm sorry, her last time up. Slide to left her first time up. So the Raptors cut into the lead a little bit. They would love to get a couple more home this inning. Ooh, foul ball. Just a little bit late with that swing. Solid swing.
Marisa Dollar, number 16 after that.
Marisa Dollar. Outside. One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, got a piece of it to stay alive. Of course, if Jones holds on to that, that is strike 3. Raptors bench fired up. Ryan outside. That'll even the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner on second for the Raptors, 1 in for the inning.
Great hit.
And there's a fly ball to right. Drops in there.
There we go.
Just fair. And
she can go.
She will take second as Dollar with a, she's going to go to third on the overthrow.
Number 3, Brooke Blackburn up the back of the Raptors.
So she gets a single and then goes to third on a 2-base error.
There we go.
Also picks up an RBI.
Here's another replay of another great hit. Bomb to the left-hand side. She was like, I'm not going to go to second. And then the ball decides to go out of bounds, and she's able to get to third, actually. So
the Raptors now with 2 runs in the inning, and they're still alive with a runner on third. And that brings up Blackwood. She's 0 for 2. 2 ground balls to shortstop. The last one, Hagerstown turned into a double play. Swings at a high pitch up around her eyeballs. So she's quickly behind in the count. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes. And there is a gapper. That's going to fall in.
Let's
and
go.
Another run scores for the Raptors as Dollar scores. So Blackwood with a stinger. Let's take a look at it. Boy, she right on the screws.
All right, dropped to where no one was. Very good hit. This seems to be the Raptors' lucky inning.
And let's see if they can keep it going now with Flores. She has she's been on by an error and scored a run, and she's also popped a second. She's the one who struck out, but it was a wild pitch, which allowed her to get to first, and then she worked her way around. That's going to be a tough one. First baseman makes the play. But the Raptors come up with 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th to cut the lead to 8-4. So a good half inning there for Montgomery College. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be right back with the 6th after this.
At the crossroads of grit and determination, Montgomery College is home to those whose dedication doesn't rest, and those who don't believe in excuses. The kind of person who pulls the overnight shift, then heads right back to class. Those who know that it's not about the hours you put in, but what you put into the hours that transforms lives. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your full potential at Montgomery College.
And welcome back to the Rockville campus of Montgomery College. Michael Brown alongside Andre Anderson. We're getting ready to start the 6th. And leading off for Hagerstown is Laughlin. She is struck out and then followed that with 2 singles. Also has an RBI and a run scored.
Got another question for you, Michael.
Yeah.
This is a geography question. How close is Greencastle, or I'd say PA in general, to Hagerstown? I see there's a bunch of Hagerstown players, the coach as well.
Right.
Is it?
Hagerstown is right. It's less than 20 miles from the Pennsylvania state line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's in the narrow part of Maryland, in the Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
So Laughlin walks to lead off the inning. So yeah, it's very common to see a Hagerstown roster with a lot of a fair amount of Pennsylvania representation.
Okay.
And actually, when you think about it, there's other schools in Maryland JUCO, like Allegheny, and who else am I thinking about? There's a couple others out there, and they get a fair number from Pennsylvania too, as well as West Virginia, because they're all right there together.
Okay, that makes sense.
Geographically. Inside. So Miller is back out there. She had a good last half inning. So Raptors picked up 3 for her to cut this lead down to 8-4. So this is manageable. If she can shut out the but now we've got runners on first and second quickly. So 2 walks to lead off the inning. That's not the way you want to start an inning. And they go to runner steals third. So this is Brosius. Brosius has struck out twice and walked.
She is the left-hander.
Yeah, the one and only. She's from Waynesboro. And again, that's in Pennsylvania, not far from Hagerstown. And the runner steals second. Molly Morris.
Sweater is a smart call. Oh.
And there's a little blooper into left. 1 run scores. 2 run score. And that's a double for Brosius with 2 RBIs. That hurts.
Yeah.
That's those walks coming back to haunt you.
Yeah, I mean, MC was just on a roll. Defending well, pitching well, hitting well. And then Hagerstown, they're finding their groove again.
Not sure. We may be getting a pitching change here. Number 10. Flores. Looks like Flores may pitch. Yeah, that's going to be it for Miller. And Flores will now take over as the pitcher for the Raptors. And Miller is going to go. I'm sorry, Marisa Dollar is going to go to first.
Oh, we're batting up a new pitcher.
It's interesting. Flores is not wearing a face mask. Of course, neither did Miller.
Yeah, Miller seems to be standing around the third base spot now. She's playing shortstop. Is she playing
It's like
second?
she's moving to short.
Yeah, she's in short.
Zucker moved to center. So the Raptors moving some players around. And this is Higgins. Takes the ball. Higgins has been up on base every time she's been up. 2 walks, a single, and a bunt single. Scored a couple of runs as an RBI. She's had a good all-around game. And played a solid short to boot. She bunts, but it goes foul. I want to correct myself. Miller is now playing short for the Raptors. There's a ground ball single. Into left. Here comes the runner around third. Throw to second. Not in time. Run scores. So Higgins, wow, what a game she's had. That's a double and another RBI.
It hit every time she's been up.
Yep. And Brosia scores another run. So the Raptors quickly give back the run. Well, I can't say they gave them back because Hagerstown has earned them. There's a hard ground ball off the shin, and that hurt. Looks like it hit her just below the knee. But that ball was stung by Berman.
And in the cold, too. Oh, not a good one.
No. It hit her straight on. And it was well hit.
No, it hurts. No, it's funny. She's not gonna feel pain. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna feel funny.
Of course, a pitcher, as we were talking about earlier in the game, Andre, with the style of pitching that softball uses, the lower body is a real important part of the pitcher's motion.
Yeah.
So if there's any difficulty there, they're certainly going to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, there's a lot of like planting and using the lower extremities as the base for the power.
She's going to stay in there, or at least give it a go.
She's stronger than me. If that was me, I would have been out in a stretcher.
They're going to give her a couple warm-ups to see if it's bothering her. It hit her pretty square. But I think it missed the kneecap. My eyes aren't as young as they used to be, but it looked to me like it hit her maybe just a little below the kneecap.
The shin area.
Looks like she's going to stay in.
She's tough.
She's a tough one.
How does it feel?
Like I can do everything. I don't know if
Anna Flores.
I mean, it makes sense. She's from Magruder High School, you know?
Well, they grow them tough, don't they? There's a foul bunt. Yeah, she looks fine. Meanwhile, Hagerstown with runners on the corner and nobody out.
So what do you plan to be back on? What do you do?
And we are. There's a bunt foul. We're getting to the point where the 10-run rule may come into play here. Again, it's a 10-run rule. Anytime after 5 innings, a team up by 10, the game is short. So, and we're in the 6th inning, so should Hagerstown score some more runs, we could be in trouble. We're on second, 11-4. Outside. Guttridge has had a good game as well. She's had 2 singles, a walk, and she scored a run. Last time up, she popped out to first base.
Because if you think about it,
outside. Now Flores has not pitched all that often this season for the Raptors. She's only pitched 4 innings. Only had 4 appearances. Now back. Count still full. Top of the 6th, nobody out. And it's another walk. That loads them up.
Force that 3.
Only 1 out as well.
And Hagerstown already with 4 runs in the inning, and that'll bring up Jones, who has been on every time up. 3 walks and an infield hit. Takes it high and outside. Raptors need an out here. Foul ball. Just 1 out in the inning. Adriana Flores on the mound in relief of Asha Miller. Way outside, wild pitch. And both runners move up.
Now they're in a good spot to score. The runner on 3rd and 2nd.
And Jones hitting. They would love to get Jones because Smith up next has struck out 3 times today. Second and third, 2 outs, or 1 out rather. 4 runs in the inning so far for Hagerstown. And she loses her. So another walk for Jones. Now the bases are loaded, and that brings up Skylar Smith. She struck out 3 times and walked.
Let's go, John, let's go.
But there is nowhere to put her. High and outside. Flores has had trouble finding the strike zone. I don't know if perhaps that line drive off her knee is part of the issue. Another in the dirt. And they got her. Wow. Might have been an ill-advised move there by the third base coach to send that runner.
Yeah, being a little bit of aggressive.
Yeah, a little maybe too aggressive. The ball really did not get that far away from the Raptors. Raptors catcher. Cloutier.
Great game.
Cloutier jumped right on it.
Good.
So that saves a run.
She's been very alert defensively. She's maybe had about 2 or 3 of those type of plays where she's gotten someone running to the plate and tagging them out.
Meanwhile, both runners moved up, so we have runners on 2nd and 3rd now. First base is open, and it's 3-1 on Smith. Just a little outside. Flores thought she had a strike. Smith wasn't sure what the deal was. Meanwhile, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks this inning.
Wow.
And that is tough.
Yeah, bases loaded also.
Laughlin is up for her 2nd time in the inning. She led things off this inning with a walk and scored. Nowhere to put her. High and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded. 12-4, top of the 6th. Raptors trailing. Kaylee Laughlin takes it low.
Let's go, Gianna. Let's go, 10.
Three balls, no strikes.
Right
down the middle.
There's a good pitch.
Laughlin taking all the way, as she should.
Coming to build off of that last one with another strike right here.
See what we get.
Oh.
That's going to be a strike. We have to wait on this ump. She makes sure of those calls before she raises that arm. I'm sure the players know.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's got her to pop up to no man's land and
out.
Lash with the catch.
That was needed badly.
Badly. So Laughlin pops out to end the inning, and but not before Hagerstown scores 4 to make it 12-4 heading into the bottom of the 6th. And we'll keep it right here. There is nice play there by the Raptors right fielder, Francesca Wiegand-Lash. So bottom of the 6th coming up. Raptors need to get something going here quickly. Look inside the Raptors dugout.
Seem to still have their spirits high, which is good.
Spirits are high. This is a nice group of young women. I had a chance to chat with them a little bit before the game. And a little chilly out here today. The folks that came out they look pretty well prepared for it.
Yeah, and I'm very underprepared. Even in the booth, those blankets look incredible. I mean, look at us. Look at me. Oh, my goodness. Take the camera off. Just kidding. Yeah, cold is understatement. My toes. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it's April baseball or softball. You just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know? You just never know what you're going to get.
I mean, and tomorrow, of course, it's going to be like 70-something.
Yeah, what was it? Sunday, it was like 80 or something.
Oh, man.
And then the temperature dropped like a stone Monday night.
But hey, spring is here. That's when softball comes around, you know spring is here.
Spring is here. You know, there was an old poem when I was a kid.
Okay. Poem. Here we go.
The spring has sprung, the grass has riz. I wonder where the birdies is.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Those words have probably not been uttered in 50 years.
Who is the poet? Do we know?
I have no clue.
No clue. Okay. We'll stamp that Mr. Michael Brown. Okay.
Oh, boy. Anyway, good look at the field there and parts of the Rockville campus.
Oh!
And Acuna hit by pitch. And she, boy, that had to hurt.
She's hanging in there, though.
She's tough.
Troopers on this team. Because when it's cold outside, it hurts even more.
So Acuna had was 0 for 2 coming into that at bat. She had popped out and grounded out, and that's going to bring up Wiegand-Lash, who made the nice catch to end the top of the 6th. She's only been up once today, and she struck out. Raptors have just not gotten much going in the hitting department. That's a strike.
Yeah, that was a good pitch.
Right on the inside corner at the letters. Throw to first. Oh, they have her picked off.
Oh, she's in a pickle.
Now she's in a rundown. Let's see what happens. They handled that quite well. And
did she get it?
Acuna is out.
Oh, she's out.
It was a hard tag. Now they're calling her safe. And the Hagerstown, Raptors head coach, Rick Iacino, he thinks, I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought she was clearly out.
Definitely some conversation going on, and
she is out.
She's out. Okay, here we go.
All right, here comes the pickle.
Oh!
Well,
she dodged it. Oh, wait.
I think what the Raptors head coach Iacino was saying was he thought that Smith missed the tag. But on that great replay, you could see that Smith got her on the shoulder.
Very far.
And Lash is out at first. So that's 2 outs. This brings up Zucker, who has lined out and struck out. She bunts it foul.
She has some speed on her.
So bottom of the 6th. 2 outs. Foul. So now it's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so she was probably not going to bunt it here like last time.
No, I would think not.
Going for the fences.
She needs to get on base. This should be the game in terms of the mercy rule.
Good eye.
So because Hagerstown is up by 8, and this would be 6 complete if she gets Zoka. There they pop up to right, and she pulls it in, and that is the ball game. So the Raptors drop the opener of the doubleheader, 12-4. And Andre,
yes,
tough one for the Raptors.
It was. I think they started off not too bad. It was 1-0 ball game for a while, but that 3rd inning, I believe, is where the game kind of took over for the Hagerstown Hawks, and then after that, 7-1, ended 12-4. Difficult game for the Raptors.
Yep. Those two, they came back with 3 in the bottom of the 5th, but then promptly gave up 4 in the top of the 6th, and that wrapped it all up. So we're going to take a break. Don't go too far. We will be back with the second game of our doubleheader in about 20 minutes. So once again, from the Rockville campus of Montgomery College, Hagerstown takes the first game of the doubleheader, 12-4. We'll be back with game 2 in about 20 minutes.